Well, hello, Open Books, Open Minds Club. Brenny Larson and Samira here. We wanted to start the new year with some completion from last year. So, what we're doing is reviewing part one. Part one was chapters 1 through 5. We've also created a beautiful journal. And so, for part one, what I am going to do is download it as a PDF and I will put it on our Facebook page so you can easily find it. You can go through mine and see that I'm journaling and it's helping me a ton. So we're going to jump right in because we got lots of rewiring and energy to do. It's a new year, new you, new year, new you. Right, Samira?
Absolutely, and a new decade. So, don't we want to have the best ever decade? Start off with a new year, new month, new year, and then have an awesome, awesome decade. And I can promise you, just picking one thing and doing it bit by bit every day consistently, I promise you, it's going to change your life. And I'll tell you a story about myself over the last 12 months and what happened for me. So, we can share that as well.
Well, and that's what it's all about is I think in the New Year's collective energy, people are like, I got to lose weight, get a new job, find a new man. And they go through like this huge, complete makeover in their head for a 30 seconds. And then they don't focus on anything. So they complete nothing. I mean, nobody even has to make a New Year's list. It's the same one every year. I mean, if you ask your friends, it's the same one.
And you know what? I'm gonna touch base on that one. You're saying to me that everyone says like, I want a new job and I want a new car, I want a new partner, I want a new this and the other. Great. But what about asking, being reflective and saying, how much more can I love myself this year?
Well, and I want just makes them want more. I intend is a statement you'd want to use, but
Yeah.
you're exactly hitting the nail on the head. Well, let's go into your story real quick and then we'll get into the review because all the things you're doing and that we talk about these stories all relate to exactly this book and the quantum you and how to rewire. So let's talk about last year. What did you set a goal that you decided you were going to be physically fit? What was your deal?
Yeah. So basically, I also had a number of goals. But one of the things that was coming up for me was my health. And I've been like being an Australian entrepreneur for for a number of years, but last 2 years I've been really focused on my business and seeing clients and giving. And I just felt I had put on lots of weight and it was just not me. And the thing is that I was just eating whatever was given to me. And because I didn't want to make a fuss, I had downgraded where I was living and everything. I was just basically humble, really totally humble with what I was doing to make sure that I was actually building my business. But I just one day, and also I was like, I had a goal of doing a bikini fitness competition, and I was meant to be doing the previous year, and I obviously I didn't hit the goal. And I remember telling someone about it again. A friend who's a teacher as well in kinesiology, professional kinesiology, one of the things that I study and do. And I said it again, and it's the way she looked at me, thinking, "Okay, you're going to do a bikini fitness competition, yet you're like 40 pounds overweight, right?"
Exactly. What a perfect time to do it because you got to set a goal and head for it. There's no maybe I'm going to do this. So to me, those are the people that are successful. Because every story in your podcast, what are they about? People hitting rock bottom and then going up.
Exactly. And I felt that I wasn't being authentic because I'm all about being authentic, okay?
Mm-hmm,
And I'm thinking, what am I doing? I'm saying this, but I'm doing something completely different. But equally, I was thinking, well, I need to be eating what everyone's giving me. And, like, I was staying with my family as well. And I thought, oh, I'll eat what everyone else is eating. But it wasn't agreeing with me. I can't eat right. I can't eat potatoes. I can't eat all this stuff. It was not doing. My energy levels were low. I was feeling heavy. And I just thought, how can I be really have integrity again, the way I want to be authentic, the way I truly am. I can't be authentic and say that I'm going to do this. I'm not doing it. So I called myself out on this. And I thought, I can't. This is ridiculous. So all I did is not even aesthetics. I didn't even think about doing it as a look at the way I looked. It was more about I just want to be healthy. I just want to be well. And so I just basically that very decision, the moment that my teacher or my friend gave me that look, I felt embarrassed. I wasn't following my own advice, and I just basically said, no, I can't do this. food doesn't even agree with me. And that's
okay, so let's stop for a second in this story and talk about some of this stuff. So first you were aware it wasn't working in your body and you knew this. This is what's going on in the world. We're like, whatever, you know, I'm fine. I ate my meal today, you know, and we're
giving out to everyone else.
And you're not living your truth, and you know this, and you feel that in your body. So the first one was that you actually called yourself out on it, and then you took action, because it doesn't do any good to be aware if you don't write it down and start working on it. Okay, exactly. This is why I'm talking about this, because this is the book we're talking about. She was rewiring her what belief system was. And guys, this doesn't just happen overnight. You don't just get fat overnight. You slowly allow yourself to lower your vibrational energy and listen to the outside world. So Samira awakened that she was doing that. And then what's the next step in this story that you did?
I awakened and everything else. I was giving time to my clients. I was giving them more than I was giving to myself. But it was just getting ridiculous, thinking, well, how am I gonna give more to my clients if I'm not giving to myself? Because that doesn't make sense, right? I just completely was off. And so I just made that decision that very day, saying, right, I'm going to clean my diet up. I'm going to move on to keto, dairy free. And also the thing is, like, I've been reading about keto, and I've been doing paleo before, and I was very successful at it, and it agreed with me. And I thought, well, you know what? I think I'd like to try and do more keto. And so I started studying it and reading more about it. And I made tweaks every day. So it was one thing. And there's another book that we should really go about by James Clear.
What is it?
It's called 1% Habit, I think it's called. It's about making just that one change, that 1% shift, that one change you make makes that 1% change, but it becomes aggregated exponentially. And it makes a massive shift. And I will tell you exactly all the things that happened in my life in 12 months.
So it's funny because you know right now you're talking to a lot of people out there who are like researching the keto. I did, because it's like, I'm a carb girl. I'm not going to lie. I live in the country. I'm German. We like our breads and our pastas, and it's cold outside. My body tells me. But that's not what you're saying. You said for you, it was a realization.
Yes.
And then the action, and you started doing the research, and that's where you found the one thing. She's saying one thing. That's all we want you to do. Pick one thing. Of course, money or love.
I can't do anything else. I could be accelerating my business. I could be serving more clients. I could be doing everything. But if I don't have my health, I'm not at that high vibration. How am I going to give to my clients? How can I do that? And I wasn't being able to. So
and how, if you're not at your highest and best good, can you even be talking about rewiring and helping people? Because you're not living your truth. And that's what this year's about, right?
Exactly.
Living your truth.
Yeah, and I've been living my truth up to then, and I'm thinking, well, I had to call myself out. I'm thinking, what the hell am I doing? And I can't even give to that high vibration to my clients if I'm not doing it for myself.
Well, and I remember Pamela Bruner. This is when she decided she was going to play in a big world, not be little. And she did it because she did all the steps and she was right up here. But, you know, she was exactly like you. They said, you've got to get in shape. If you're going to be traveling, if you're going to be on stages, you have to think you got to have your house in order. This is your house, guys. This is the house you chose this lifetime. And are you letting it, does it have some rotten boards that need to be replaced? You know, how's the roof doing? What's happening with the electrical? That's all it is. We're talking about the quantum you. So this story slides right into the book, and we can apply her story throughout each chapter. So part 1, which we just finished, there's 5 chapters in it. Us light leaders, ladies, read this, and we created this journal. So the first part was about the quantum you. And this was kind of a longer chapter and a little in-depth. Kia did a great job with it, especially putting extra stuff in the journal, because I didn't have an iPhone or anything, and I had the journal. And if she wouldn't have put that extra stuff in there, I wouldn't have been able to complete that part of the mission. So part 1 is talking about the science of you, the quantum you. And this is where you are directing your attention. So we've all heard this saying, right? Energy flows where your intention goes.
Yeah.
So
exactly. And one thing just to interject here is that when that moment I was making that decision that this is it, I have to change. I was like 30 pounds overweight, right? I was tired, and I was like, although I'm still a very driven person, I still have very high energy levels, but I could do better, right? And because I want to make sure I'm serving all my clients and what the work they do. But the thing is that I didn't feel I was completely optimal. At that moment when I made that decision and when I was saying, okay, I'm going to be here, I had to visualize that I had to be somewhere, quantum somewhere of me. I couldn't visualize it. I had to try and visualize it. I think I will get there. I don't know how long it's going to take me, but I will get there. And I was going to join the process of the whole thing. I think I'm going to make sure I enjoy the process of getting there, because the journey is something transformational. The journey is the most important thing, because you cannot go from, it's the same thing as when you be from like being like making 100 pounds a month to making $1 million. You have to go through a process, because you have to grow, develop, you have to take layers off. Same thing.
You know what? That's exactly what that's a really good point for 2020, guys, is to enjoy the process no matter what you're doing. We've been talking about the book Think and Grow Rich, and there's a chapter on perception that has saved me many, many, many times in life. When I step back and say, what's the perception? How are you seeing things? That's what this is about. So this is the year that we enjoy the process, guys. We're not in competition fighting each other. Love it. And guys, it's this simple. We keep telling the universe no. It's like got its arms open. I'm going to throw, it's like feeding the birds with seeds, and we stop and pull the seeds and put them back in our pocket. So every challenge you have, say thank you, because that's the universe telling you you're out of alignment.
It's true. It's so true. We've done so many.
I'm sick all the time. I don't feel good. Good. You're not in alignment with your truth. It's simple but complex because we make it that way.
Yeah.
So
and
go ahead.
I started doing day by day, just hour by hour. And then before you know it, it just became more and more easier. Each week I was losing a kilo a week. I couldn't believe it, because it was like, okay, well, if I get to this goal, I'm going to be really happy. Oh, okay, I'll reach this goal. If I go to this goal, I'm going to be really happy. And within 8 weeks, I lost 20 pounds. I lost like 7 kilos.
This is very interesting. I just did an interview with a friend of mine, Deborah Stangl, and she was 40 pounds overweight, $10,000 in debt, in a horrible marriage, everything, went to Sedona, long story short, come back, visualized exactly what she wanted, not knowing how, and still in the back of her mind going, how am I going to get out of $10,000 in debt? Well, she ran up to the right people and opportunities opened up to her, and somehow ended up getting that $10,000, left the marriage, and lost all the weight without even thinking about it. She started eating the food she wanted when she was hungry, instead of bite into the, you better eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, this big, a percentage of carbohydrates like this. What, did our ancestors sit around and do that? No. Guys. Your body knows, and you're being programmed. Oh, fast food. I'll just drive through there and get a cheeseburger. This is the year to be aware. And that is the first shift I put in my program, was the awareness shift. That's where it all starts. You were aware. The light bulb went on. You knew you were overweight, right? But the light bulb went on that you became aware that it wasn't you.
And also, enough. I cannot do this to myself anymore. I mean, I was like so busy with everything else, but the thing is, it got to a point where I can't do anything else until I sort this out, because I had to take a step back from seeing clients to seeing everything, because I had to, how can I serve my clients as best as possible if I'm not optimal?
This year is all about a new year, a new you. This is, like Samira said, a new decade. This is time, and it's feminine energy, and we are here to assist you. That's why we're doing this book, and I highly recommend you do the journal. So let's go on with the review. So we're reviewing part 1 of the program, And Angeline, you can pop in on any time. I can just click in on the show. Not a problem. So chapter 1, we were talking about the quantum you. And the quantum you is just as where we're talking about where you direct your attention, where you place your energy, where energy flows, your intention goes, or where intention goes, energy flows, whichever way you want to say it. This is the material world looks like that you've created with your thoughts. So the quantum you is the first part of the recognizing, like hers was, I'm not meant to be 40 pounds overweight. Same here, girl. You know, I'm an athlete, but we do these for many reasons. We block and don't realize it during grief, during low self-esteem. That's why we're on a mission to surround you with love and community, because that's what women need, and women energy is what's really needed in this very male go grind hustle world. So we're not into that at all. We're like, hey, let's love you through it, but hold you accountable. Okay, so then we get into the second chapter, which is about overcoming your environment. Samira, I think you read this chapter, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
This is where you're creating more of the same and you're hardwiring your brain. I'm 58. My brain is much more hardwired than somebody 21. So we have to do extra, I don't call it work, extra love to ourselves to correct this. But guess what? I also have a whole lot of stories and life that I've lived that I know a 22-year-old has no idea what's coming, baby. You can't even imagine how life takes shifts and turns. So this is about reflect where the brain goes and reflects the problems, the personal conditions in the circumstances in your life. Once again, this is a great awareness chapter. You're overcoming the environment that you created. Do you want to say a few words on that?
And then the thing is like changing that. So again, for me, when I went through my journey, I slowly started making sure that I was around people who are like-minded, who are doing things similar to me, and say, for instance, the keto, dairy-free, or whatever I was doing, and intermittent fasting, because that's what I really follow in terms of that. And just around myself mentally, just making sure that I'm constantly in that kind of space. Immersion. There's immersion of people who are super positive and vibrant. There's immersion of a particular subject you want to study, or you want to lose the weight or get healthy or fit or whatever.
Samir, the big thing here is your environment includes the people you hang out with.
Yeah.
Because you will not be successful if you're going to constantly have people telling you and shutting you down and saying, you really think you can do that? So you think you can cure yourself? Absolutely. And I'm sorry, you're a low vibrator. Don't believe it. And laughter this year, guys. Laughter all the time. Okay. So new decade, new year. That's what we're talking about. Guys, share this out with anybody you know who can use this because it's all free. Okay. Everything's free. You can listen to the recordings and do the journal and show up here and we will help you. You put your questions in if you want to meet us offline. That's what this is all about. Okay. So then we went on to chapter number 3, overcoming your body. This chapter Christina read, it was a very technical chapter, something you'd want to listen to or read over again if you didn't have biology or understand the human body and neuropeptides and all that. I've listened to it several times because I'm one who needs to hear it and then it's locked in. So this chapter is how we unconsciously live by a set of memorized behaviors, thoughts, and emotional reactions. It isn't enough to just think positive, guys, because you're hardwired in and you are used to in a frequency, this vibration of, let's say it's anger. Okay, so you're tapped into that, and when you get off and start getting happy, they're like, wait a minute, you've been an angry bitch for 20 years. I need that chemical kick right now. You're addicted to that emotion. So that's what this is about, is overcoming your body, overcoming what you have thought into your body. But it's a pretty in-depth chapter. I did put some questions together today for it, but I don't have them in front of me, sorry. The next chapter, so this one was living in memorized behaviors. Then chapter 4 is overcoming time, and Angeline read this chapter. go ahead and you can talk about this because you just went through this and where people are. Are you replaying and living in the past? Are you actually participating and creating in life right now? Or are you living in the future? And when you're living in the future, that doesn't mean you're living in a good future. You might create yourself as a fatter you, a more depressed you, and your brain don't know any better. Your subconscious like, okay, fat you, I'm going to give you 40 more pounds. So let's talk a little bit. This is really important, I think, for people to understand how powerful the brain is and how we do live in the past and the future more than the now.
Yeah, it's basically feeling more in flow, and you know, so so basically being in the flow of it all, I need to make sure that you are in process and making sure that you're making a difference in that all. And
well, here's one. Like, how many of you have a memory that you always go back to? And we're going to pick a bad one because we want to rewire you. The good ones are good for you to go back and go, wow, yeah. Because then your heart opens up. We're talking about the lower vibration energies that we talked about, the anger, the doubt, the fear, the competition, the hatred, the grief, all of those things are sucking energy out of you. So we don't want you attached to that story, because this chapter Christina read, that's talking about the wiring, how what they wired together, they fired together, they wired together, they fired together. So your thoughts are going and it's the same thought. That bitch took my boyfriend. That bitch took my boyfriend. Wire together, fire together, wire together, fire together. Pretty soon you're in that anger mode all the time because you've got that chemical kick. It's like a drug addiction. And you have to break that the longer it's been. So that's rewiring it for what you want. That's what this whole book is about, is breaking the habit of being yourself. Because if you wouldn't even be showing up here or listening to any of this if you were in a beautiful, wonderful place. You are the you want to be. This is for those of us that have created a reality and we didn't even know we were creating it, and it's not what we want. That's what this book is about. That's what this year is about. So where are you living, in the past, the now, or the future? When you want to look to the future, that's where you want to plan it and feel it, the one you want. We're talking about people that have already shut themselves down in the future. Put all your energy into the right now, because the right now is all you have. And the next chapter we're talking about, are you living in survival? Are you living in creation? Our whole mission on earth is to come here and expand, which means grow and learn. So you can do that through travels and going to parties and being outside and doing fun stuff and having fun and enjoying life. That's why we're here. So if you're sitting in a job you hate and like the holidays are over and they're like, I got to go back to that job. Listen, man, you need to change that now, because that's where all disease comes from your mind to your body, because you're not meant. Do you really think God or whoever you believe in, the universe, I'm going to put them down there and make them miserable? I'm going to make them miserable so they know they're not on their life path. I just want them to be happy. That's how simple it is. Grateful for what you have and happy. That's how you find people. I have no idea what I should be doing. Well, what do you like to do? What do you enjoy doing? Like the story we talked about where the guy was in sales. He was good at it, but he hated it. It wasn't fun. They were shifting and he got let go, downsizing. You got to control your own life. And he was going right back in the newspaper looking for a sales job. Guess what? He never got a sales job. Why? He wasn't in alignment with it. He wasn't sending the frequency out. I want that job so bad. That's me. Yes, my soul's singing. I can't wait to go do it. He was like, good money, but not for me. What did he love to do? Cook. Wherever he went, he cooked. Everybody loved his food. So guess what the advice was? Go get in culinary school. And you could just see light up in his eyes. That's what this is all about right there. Finding what you love to do. That's your purpose. That's your passion. That's how you help people. You help people. We save the planet. Bingo, bango, bongo. Boop. Seems so simple, Samira. Why are we complicating this?
Yeah, exactly. It seems very simple. But anyway, so as I was saying, as I slowly started to shift and change, I just felt better and healthier. And to come 8 months, 9 months forward, I've lost 30 pounds. It's not just that, it's just that I'm healthier, more vibrant. But I've got my health back in terms of energy levels. It's more, I've become, I was hypoglycemic. I've cleared that. I've got rid of my eczema. I've got rid of,
Oh, skin for sure tells you right away too if you're not eating right or being healthy. How many people out there just are accepting indigestion or bad skin and going, "Oh, I'm getting older." No. It's what you're putting in your body, whether it's here or here or
listen,
here.
I turned 52 6 weeks ago, right? And lots of people think that I'm not 50. And I always constantly get that comment. And it's only because I think that of the way that I've taken care of, and you can change it and reverse it anytime,
Yes.
and really make sure that you can get healthy and well. And you can reverse the signs of aging. You can reverse it, and especially with intermittent fasting, the pathogen, getting rid of the old cells, eating clean, your gut you need to rebalance, and we can fix a lot of problems. Even dementia, Alzheimer's are improving. There's enough studies there that how ketogenic diets are better for all, for the gut. And I'm not saying it's perfect, but the fact is, there's enough evidence out there from so different sources.
And you got to do your due diligence because, there are a lot of allergies now in the world that have been created from processed food and from all these things. So now you got to clean your body out again. I love it. People are getting rich on what we call country. Here, come do this CrossFit. Oh, why don't you come throw some tires and do some raking and shoveling at my house? I don't need CrossFit. Oh, let's eat healthy. Yeah, that's called my garden. I plant it, grow it, and eat it and can most of my food. So it's funny that this is, and what angers me about that is so unfair, is anything healthy for you is way more expensive. And that makes no sense to me. That is not fair nor right. So that's what we're on a mission, to make life fair and right for all of us. Because guys, you can make change when you're passionate about it. So we want to get you healthy, get you right, so that all us change makers can do the change we need in this world right now. And you guys know what I'm talking about. It's important.
So I really talking about, that 1% change that I made. Mm-hmm. That was that decision months ago, that I was going to get healthy. Now that health ended up meaning that I lost 30 pounds and obviously got my health back and on my energy levels, and I'm at a completely different level. Obviously, aesthetically, I feel great, and I've got lots of comments. Yes, great, and I go to amazing clothes, and I've been able to go shopping. But it's not just that; it's just that the vibration is completely different. I was vibrating higher level, but even more so, and opportunities. I've moved home. I've met people. It's just a completely different person. I'm a completely different person from where I was even in less than a year.
Well, that's because you're changing so the signal you're sending out.
When you think you're vibrating at a high level, you could always be vibrating at a higher level.
Always. And that's what it's about. Everything we're talking about is just taking one step. And I know a lady that became very, very wealthy. She created a program for herself. She was an alcoholic, I believe, if I recall correctly. And it was 3 minutes 3 times a day, where she would just stop and breathe. Because when you're stressed, you don't even breathe. Your body's just this tight, wound up thing, And she would stop, close her eyes, and visualize a healthy her 3 times a day for 3 minutes. So 9 minutes a day. And that completely shifted her life, because then different people started showing up. And she got opportunities to go meet people like Jack Canfield and be on his show. And it's like, your life can change this quick as soon as you decide to do it. You have to decide. Yeah.
Look, breathing, 100% of my clients, when they come to see me, they don't even know how to breathe correctly.
Oh, Westerners, we're horrible.
I have grown men who are 6 foot tall. I'm 5'2". These guys are 6 foot. And when I'm showing them how to breathe correctly, they feel dizzy.
They
Feel
get like
woozy.
this. Yeah, they're like ready to Paul Bunyan just because
Exactly.
can you imagine not having that oxygen in your body like that?
It's
Then
incredible.
smoking
And
on
then,
top of that,
and then
where
they,
they're even taking more away. Woo,
and they start feeling giddy. Exactly. So that, I have to hold them. These are 6-foot grown men, and I'm holding them, execs and stuff, professionals. I'm holding them so they don't slip back. And they think, oh, I'm feeling a bit woozy. And I said, yes, it's because you've been hyperventilating and you have not been breathing correctly. And just even that makes a huge difference. That's just one thing to make a huge
breathing in your belly is like one of the things should be in the manual you get when you're a child that says things I need to do. Breathe deep into your belly because this is the stress, the fight or flight thing. If you're just breathing shallow in your chest, you're getting more stressed out. I mean, I did this experiment because I'm a mover, lots of energy, and it was like, so I'm just gonna breathe there. Oh my God, I'm getting more stressed out. I'm getting more stressed out. I think I'm gonna pass out. Oh, and it's like, okay, stop now, do the breathing, Oh, wow, I feel great. So it's funny, just breathing, that's a hashtag shift too.
Yeah, that one thing. And I have clients just meditation, 15-minute meditation every day, and how that's had a huge impact. Now, can you imagine doing breathing and then meditation every day? What the impact would be? And obviously my clients do that. I do that, So but even just to start doing the breathing is going to make a difference.
Dr. Joe, on that video I sent you on blessing the energy centers, he shows the visual of after 3 days of meditation, how your energy centers, which are your chakras, which are wheels of light, receiving information, so they need to be clean and clear. It's like you're trying to talk on a phone and they're static and you get the message wrong. That's what happens. So then your perception is wrong. And these, I mean, some of them were way out. Like you could tell by the energy centers if they were in their head or if they were earthly. And within 3 days, the energy centers were lining up. And not only that, they were getting, what's that word, where they're all the same size? Congruent, consistent, coherent. Thank you. So that just, and you breathe in meditation. They do go hand in hand. Really quick before I forget, have you heard of Mula Bunga breathing? Oh, Joe actually mentioned it. Once again, this is the third time I've heard it. That's what saved me when I was in my darkest down the rabbit hole trying to deal with grief and unfair world and why do things happen stuff, is I found energy codes with Dr. Sue Morter. And energy codes is about getting these stories we replay in our head. And we have, you guys, a lot of them aren't even true. We've made them up. And we've got so tapped into we believe it.
And they're probably from 0 to 7 years old.
And so it's called Mula Bunga, and it's about how you breathe, like you breathe in and out through your nose. But the part that's the powerfulness is you tighten certain areas in your body, like in German, we would say, pucker your sphincter, tighten that Kegel area, and you do one in your heart area, and you do one in your throat area. And what happens is that's when you're breathing, that's how the universe can find your parts in space. And when you breathe it out, you breathe this light, because you breathe the light in and it goes to your root chakra, and then you visualize, and all these centers are tight and it's pushing it up into your brain. And that's how we help activate our third eye, pituitary, pineal, all that brain good stuff. So, yeah, I'm going to do a little recording on that because, once again, guys, if you hear something 3 times, you're meant to do it, help people with that. I mean, it's like between Think and Grow Rich, Cybernetics, and Mula Bunga. I know I have to do these on my podcast and teach people this stuff because it's like, okay, whatever. Boom, there it is again. What?
But as I said, like I said before, it's not just about just understanding it; it's actually implementing it, and that's what we want to make sure that we're getting what people want to work with us, or people who want to be part of the journey on the tribe, is that they want to implement, because that's really a key.
Yes, there is some echoes with Samira right now. We'll take care of it. It's kind of a muffled sound once in a while. Let me
What I was
see.
saying is, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
What I was saying is that it's about implementing and actually really implementing, not just understanding and being aware, but it's actually implementing and really making a shift in it.
That's what it was. I got off track there for a second. Is how many of you out there have watched The Secret, read Think and Grow Rich, done Abraham Hicks, and you still see no results? Well, one of the reasons is action and consistency and visualization. People will do things for a very short period of time. Like, how many people have already given up on their New Year's resolution? Day 2 or 3, they're like, oh, whatever. I want that chocolate. I'm going to eat that chocolate. Okay. It's not on my list, but just one little piece. So you're already giving in. So that's what Samira and I get along real well, is we like order and structure. Well, kind of, guys. If you know me, I like to fly by the seat of my pants. But we're talking about learning and rewiring. You can listen to this all you want, and you can have a great thought. Oh, I want to rewire. You have to do the work. The more you feel happy, the more you feel love, the more you love yourself. Like, okay, example, guys, you are overweight. Well, thank your body because it keeps going. Your legs are working, that I can go help these people and deliver groceries. That my brain is working, that I'm breathing. We forget to take the little things. What if I took your sight away? Ooh, boy, I would not like that one. But then I like to hear music, and I like to talk. So be thankful for everything you have. What we're going to talk about is survival versus creation, because this is what the flow is all about. So chapter 5 is survival. If you are living in survival, that is the stress. And that chemical is so damaging to your body. You will see people, take a look at presidents. If they don't color their hair, they go gray. I mean, you look at before and after in a 4 to 8 year period, because they're stressed. My God, they don't get sleep. They got to hear problems. I wouldn't want that job. Problems, problems, problems. No, not for me. So they're super stressed out. Nah, I don't want, that doesn't fit me. I'm going to go in the creation mode. What's creation mode? Creation modes for me is I'm out on my kayak and the loons are talking and the sun is just coming up. It's so beautiful. And I have a really good cup of nice coffee, American coffee, not fake coffee. And I'm just thankful for everything. Now I go inside and I can sit at my computer and I can help my clients and I can change the world because I am in my place of creation. You can already hear my voice is calmer because that's where I'm at, guys, because I went right there. I'm calmer because I was in the kayak. I could feel it. I could taste the coffee. And so I went right to that place. Now I come in and I can get my work, if you want to call it, done. I call it blessings. It's about loving yourself. That's exactly it. Loving yourself. So I love myself enough to take time to be in nature. I love myself enough to do meditation. Do you? Do you love yourself?
I always give myself time. If I said from 1 to 10, with 10 being the most and 1 being the least, how much you really love yourself. And on the conscious level, you may have an idea, you may be high, and then at the conscious level, it may be really low. And that's what happens when I'm working with my clients. We find that out, and then we work from that subconscious level number, because that's the number that really you're actually working from on a day-to-day basis. Now, the thing is that even if you don't do that, pick a number. Where do you think it is? And really understanding, well, okay, it's a 4, or it's a 5, or it's a 6, or a 7. So what's the gap? What are those points? What are those 3 points from 7 to 10? Or the 6 points from 4 to 10? Why are they that? And it doesn't, and please know this, that your self-love is not beholden to anyone else or anything else, or how much money you're earning, what house you have, what car you have. It's beholden to nothing. It's your decision of what you feel about yourself.
And I don't like the word tough love. I think we need to rewire this, guys. I'm big on energy words because I do feng shui, and your words are powerful.
Yes.
And it's like, I'm saying, join my challenge. Let's go to my workshop, and it's like, change the energy, guys. Change the words. you go right into that collective conscious of those people that are going to work and grind and hustle. To me, that's not godly. That's not universal. That's making it tougher. That's the energy of this. We like this energy, butterflies and hummingbirds and pretty flowers. So chapter 5 is living in survival, is living in stress, and believing the outer world is more real than the inner world. You guys, when I understood this one thing, I really got it. The more you get earthly, the lower your vibration. Those people that are angry all the time, or they're vengeful, or I'm jealous of you, they're becoming more and more earthly. They become more and more low vibrating and slow. That's living on the earthly plane, and that's not who you are. Guys, you are a spiritual being having a human experience. It's not a human having a spiritual experience. This ain't no spiritual experience. This is a earthly human experience. So here you are as a spirit, and you come down in the mud. And it's like, do you want to stay in that low vibration? Or are you here to learn through your creation so that we can shift everybody? That's what it's about, a movement to shift everybody up. One level, one thing, one level. That's it. You know, if you decide it's your weight and you lose 1 pound, it's better than you were before. What do you say? Thank you. Thank you, because it's working.
Even if it's half a pound, a 0.3 of a pound, the fact is you're learning, you're creating a new way of thinking, you're creating an intention, you're creating a new journey, a new pathway. And honestly, you just have to take each step as come. Of course, you visualize that you how you want to be, and the visualization is extremely powerful. But equally, it's about you learning yourself to grow. Because even if all the things you do to even learn to lose 0.3 of a kilo, you're learning and growing and creating new ways of thinking to help you to get to that point. Even if you don't lose any weight that week, it doesn't mean that you're being disheartened, because you're learning the process, drinking enough water, exercising, you're taking care of yourself, you're showing yourself love. And when you're showing yourself love, it doesn't matter what weight, the weight will start to drop off before you will.
You will be your true self, because the universe, that's the blueprint it has. We are changing the blueprint by this.
Exactly. It's the energy that you have to create within yourself that you need to connect with.
Exactly. So when you are living in creation, you are in pure consciousness. You're free from the chains of the identity that needs the outer reality. That's how Joe put it. We just put it in a more casual country style.
Freedom is the key word. Freedom on all levels, and that's what I also, people who work with me, or or I want for everyone on this planet, is ultimate freedom. Freedom of income stream, freedom of yourself, of mental chains that you have with yourself, freedom to be able to do what you want to do anytime, anywhere, any place. Feel free in your body.
I can tell you, this is a challenging thing. I've been an entrepreneur for a long time, and I set my work schedule. I set when I talk to people. I shop for a living, helping people, delivering groceries. I choose when I do that. It is the most freeing thing, but it also takes a long time not to feel guilty and to love yourself enough to know, man made this time up. Like, I'll go, oh, I should be doing something because it's 3:00 in the afternoon. No, you got up at 5:00. You meditated. You did this. You did a live stream. You met a client. You went shopping. You did all these things. It's okay. I think in our minds, especially women, it's like you got to be doing all these things all the time. And if you're sitting down, then you're wasting time, and you need to go do something. Once I learned the balance, like, oh, I just can't seem to get anything done. I'm going to go kayaking. I'm going to go for a jog. I'm going to go swimming. I shift and go do something I like, which is physical activity outside. I come back and I don't even know it. I just create like crazy, because I got out of my head, which was stuck in the physical. Oh, I better not. There's only this much time. Time never changes. I don't care what your clock says. I mean, time ain't changing.
When you're in that energy of yourself, of that like beautiful energy, it doesn't matter about time. You're going to get it done because you're in a flow state. You become
no time, really. We know.
No, as you become in a flow state, and everything you're loving and enjoying and embracing. So everything just happens naturally and easily. It just becomes effortless and it flows.
So it's so easy to check yourself. If things aren't flowing, then that's not what you're meant to be doing. You're swimming upriver, you know? When you were talking, I was watching and in my mind I was seeing these neurons and it was like, which movie are you going to play? Oh, you can go to that old one. That's right. Or do you want to go to this new path? Oh, you can go play that old I'm fat, fat, poor me movie if you want again, or you can start the rewire. And it's fun to watch that because I'm visual when they show that on movies about Joe shows how the brain rewires, you know, how everything works. So that's the visual I see, and I just go shift because I still, even though I'm working with a shaman and I'm doing all kinds of work, I went through a horrible, horrible grief experience for a year. I hardwired in hardcore. So I still work on this all the time, and my word is shift because I'm a mind shifter. I help people mind shift. I'll be driving and I'll think, well, that's not fair. And I'll start going down that okay, I got to feel this emotion about that. That chemical needs to be released. And once you start going down that hole, you're just going to go further and further and further because now you're low vibrating and it's hard to fight more low vibration. So I just go shift, 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 shift.
You can, if you find it difficult to shift yourself, you can listen to a song, an upbeat song.
Yeah, music.
Laughter. Learn to do laughter yoga. You can do 20 minutes of laughter yoga each day.
I don't know why you guys call it yoga. You're the second person calls it yoga. I interviewed a lady who cured herself. She literally was on the floor, horrible, couldn't move. And she got the download to laugh. And she started just a little, because guys, you can't be angry if you're laughing.
But also there's muscles that are tight that you're holding on to becoming angst within yourself, the diaphragm in your stomach area. You start releasing that. The more you do, and it creates a habit. So the body
breathe and laugh.
Breathing and laughter. Honestly, and I personally love dancing. I love music and I love to dance. It's a release of energy. It's a release of, getting vibrant. And sometimes you may be stuck in yourself. You're feeling angry. You're feeling angst. You're feeling traumatized, whatever. To be completely different, play something to help you raise your vibration. If you can't do it yourself, if you can't laugh, because there was a period of time when I forgot to laugh.
And
I was in an unhappy marriage and I couldn't get out of it. At the time, I thought I'd created that. Well, I did create that.
Right.
But I'd forgotten how to laugh, and I was this vibrant, bubbly person, and I got into this place and I had forgotten to laugh. I didn't know how to laugh.
You love yourself. You're not going to tolerate somebody making you feel less than you are. You know, like I'll say some people go, boy, you sure love yourself. I'm a legend in my own mind.
But the thing is that also people don't know how to love themselves because they don't know the feeling of it. So I have clients who say, well, how do I love myself? So I think it's just even just looking at yourself in the mirror, just saying, you know what? You're all right. I love you. Or you're okay. I like you. And you can even start saying that. And then,
let's talk about too. So here is a win-win-win. People are overweight and they're unhappy and not loving themselves. Go get in a dance club, a dance group, and then you're with people. So you have a community. You get to shake it, and nobody's great because you're in a dance class learning to dance, and it releases joy.
There is a Daybreaker. I mean, can you imagine waking up and going to Daybreaker? You're going to a dance club. It's like being like in a club. Just dancing in the morning. The first thing you do is dance.
And I tell you, you're going to lose weight dancing. And you guys, you don't have to go spend money doing it. Put on a good song. YouTube has all kinds of videos you can watch. You can sing along with it and dance. We have dance parties. When my nephew moved in with me, they were like, well, your aunt's kind of crazy. Dance party, and my nephew would dance the old man dance. He'd put a vest on or a cardigan, and we would just laugh and have so much fun. And this is like 10 years ago. I can still go to that immediately.
And I've done dance parties myself, with my niece, my nephew, we just do that, have fun. Or Thursday night or Friday night, we have like these dance parties. And the thing is, it's like, but you don't even have to do that. Just have one song. Like one of the songs I love is Meghna Trainor's one, Me Too. Like I wake up in the morning, I see somebody in the mirror, and I say to myself, who's that sexy thing in the mirror? I think, oh, I realize it's me. And then it's like, and it's like,
I'm just hearing the song in my head.
and it's a fantastic song, and it's great vibe, and her attitude and that confidence she oozes is fantastic.
I do a prosperity song that this lady does, and it's all about what do I want? What do I desire? It's all about bringing it, and they're singing, and it goes into harmony, and you just dance. And guys, do it in front of the mirror and look at yourself. Mirror work is way more powerful because if you can't look at yourself in the mirror, that's your number one flag right there.
Your
You don't
eyes are surrender to your soul. You look at yourself eye to eye and say, as if you were saying it to somebody that you love. So why can't you say it to yourself? I love you. I love you. You are awesome. And to fall in love with yourself, the best feeling in the world is to have this. The best love affair is with yourself. And I'm sure people have heard this again and again, saying, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And
yeah, everything we hear again and again, but it's hearing it from the right person at the right time. Bob Proctor did not invent law of attraction, guys. He's just been doing it 50 years and he knows it works and he gets results. Okay? So these when we talk about stuff, it's to hear it from a different perspective, a different person. Because sometimes somebody will say something and I'll go, I know that, but it clicked. It made the light bulb stay on or turn on.
Yeah. One thing I would say is that 10 years ago, I was still new to the whole energy thing and shifts and things and creating and asking the universe. But now I've been living it. I've eat, breathe, sleep it as like, I do transformations at subconscious level, will help people. But in my own life, I've experienced, energy shifts. I mean, well, shifts, of course. But what I mean is that the universe providing when it meant to. And, it works. It actually works. So we just need to make sure that we're aligned. And look, all the stuff that Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about is all scientific.
It is.
Using RTT, so tapping into subconscious level, the work that I do is what is the solution to what Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about. What the work that you do is the same, is a solution to to what Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about.
And so the part one was very science because it was called the science of you. It kind of tells you it's going to be maybe a little bit of a challenging chapter. But guys, if you listen to it, and that's why we do separate readers, is everybody has a different way of talking. Some are slower, some are faster, some are more inflectful. It's more variety and joy to me to listen to other people. I even listen to myself, which I never do, just to see how bad really was it. And I go, oh, that wasn't so bad, Brownie. It's okay. So you can listen to it, but please take the journal, download it, and do the questions. I'm doing it, and awareness will come to you as you sit in that silence and really connect to your heart and yourself. This whole book is about breaking the habit, being this new perfect you can be, that your divine blueprint is, that we've just mudded up. It's like a house that we just left and let go to shambles and told the neighbors to take care of it. So they thought it wanted to be painted bright pink with black trim. It's like, it's time to claim you back. It's time for you to be you and be happy. I mean, who cares? If you have people in your life don't want you to be happy, those are the wrong people to have in your life. So part one was a little bit more challenging. Part two, woo, your brain and meditation. So this is 3 chapters. The first one is going to be chapter 6, 3 brains. It talks about thinking to doing to being. If you can mentally rehearse a desired experience by thought alone, you will experience the emotion of that event before it manifests. Let's talk about this, because this is the good, fun.
I've done that even for running. Before you go running, I would imagine that I had gone for the run, visualize it, and so that my body would already accept that I'd already gone for the run. So when I used to go running for 6 miles, it was really easy because we've already done it. So what difference does it make if I do another 6 miles?
So here's the funny part is, like, I didn't know we were doing this in high school. I was a miler, right? And I knew I was in shape. I got up every morning, every evening. I lifted my weights. I was very diligent. I was a 5-minute miler. I mean, I could kick some butt. But when it came to the track meet, no one could find me. I would be under the bleachers with my eyes closed, and I would see myself winning every time. And it didn't matter who I was against. They're like, oh, man, I don't know if you can beat her. Well, I would psych them out. I'd run behind them and talk the whole time, because we had a group of us and we talked the whole time. So we were used to it. And I'm like, oh, thanks so much for breaking the wind. It's pretty strong today. You must be getting tired. Oh, did you hurt your foot? Looks like you're limping a bit. Get in their head. Get in their head. I don't care, guys. I was competitive, yes. But I worked really hard to get there. But I would see myself at the end running past them because we would do a 220 sprint. We didn't do a 110 when our coach had us do a 220 sprint. So we'd come around the corner and people wouldn't expect it. So I could visualize this and the looks on their faces and how excited I was and crossing the finish line. So I didn't even know I was doing this, and it worked because I won a lot. And I worked hard, but there were times that I know I won and anyone would have said, she shouldn't have. Yeah, well, she did.
The brain doesn't know the difference between reality and visualizing it. It thinks it's the same. Your whole body will react the same. It will do exactly the same thing. And I also remember a story of a guy who had to sit in the dark for 6 weeks because he had an eye operation.
Mm.
And he would visualize his life. He would sit there for 6 weeks in the dark. He couldn't do much. And he just visualized all the things he was going to achieve and become a billionaire. And guess what?
He did.
He's a billionaire. And he said it was all down to those 6 weeks that he focused and spent time on.
6 weeks. But he did it nonstop. You know, that's what we're talking about. You have to have that coherence. You have to have that rhythm. Everything's in 24-hour cycles anyway. Like when you call in your angels and guides, boom, every 24 hours. You need to do the same thing for you. So that's what chapter 6 is about. Then we go into chapter 7, and that is called The Gap. And that's breaking free of the emotions that you've memorized. I'm so excited for this chapter, which becomes your personality. So if you are a person, and the older you get, the harder it is to rewire, who's angry all the time, pretty soon that's going to become your personality.
Yes.
Because over periods of time, everybody gets mad. Jesus got mad, people. I mean, it's a human emotion. We're talking about when you stay there, when you stay in that emotion and get locked into that frequency and wired in your brain into that is the story, so that it just sees, oh, I'm going to take that path. That's a movie I'm supposed to be watching, because that's what it is. It's a movie you've created. So this chapter is breaking free of the emotion that you've memorized, which becomes your personality. It's about closing the gap between who you really are and who you are perceived in the world. So the one that you've created that ain't really true, and who the true you really is. This is my year, #truth. I'm sick and tired of people telling me who I need to be, how I need to look, what I need to do. No, that's not my truth. And if you don't like the way I look or talk or, the stuff I study, you're not meant to be in my tribe. You're not meant to be part of my soul group then, because my soul group wants the highest and best for me. And this is who I am. I don't want to be a quiet little buttercup. That's not Brenny. She would just go, oh my, are you kidding me? I can't talk to anyone. I can't do a live stream. What? No way. So then chapter 8 is meditation. And this is about demystifying the mystical and waves of your future, how your brain changes electromagnetically when you are focused versus when you are in arousal.
And this is, I get so much resistance from my clients when I tell them they need to start meditating. These are professionals, executives, entrepreneurs, and they think, oh my goodness, I can't meditate, I can't do it, I can't do it. And I said, I know it's going to be tough, but that's exactly why you have to do it. And then once they've mastered it, and over a period of a month, they say, oh my God, my life has changed. I'm doing this, I'm doing that.
You know why, Samira? I was in business corporate stuff too. And when you're young, they shut you down. Stop chasing butterflies. Stop looking out the window. Oh, quit imagining that. You're making that dream up. What do you mean there's not elves? What do you mean there's not fairies? They're right there. You stop it. You're making stuff up. So they completely shut your imagination down, which is the number one thing that makes your future awesome in your life. Awesome is imagining, feeling, and being in the world that you're creating. So that's why your teachers and your parents and aunts and uncles and whoever, the church, they did the best they could that they thought they were doing. but they shut down who you really are and programmed you into being the person you are. But guess what? Your free will, you can change it. Boop. And we're not talking, this is going to take next year. We're going to be here. How have you moved up one step? You guys can shift quickly. This year is your year if you let it be your year. All the way around.
Don't feel pressurized. Don't feel that, my God, I have to do this by this time. I didn't do that. I mean, I just thought, okay, you know, the statistics show that by this time I can actually be creating this level of weight, or, you know, I could drop this much or whatever. But all I just focused on is just focusing. I was doing the thing consistently every single day and enjoying the process. It's really important to enjoy the process, to say, yes, another day I've gone through this. And also, if you mess up, don't beat yourself up. Say, okay, get back onto the wagon and get on with it. Because this journey is a learning experience to create yourself a journey to, okay, I take 5 steps forward, I take 2 steps back, I take 1 step forward. I mean, when I first lost the weight, when I lost first 5-7 kilos, I was in shock because I hadn't believed that I'd lose so much weight so quickly. And I had to take it to about a month to just make sure I was staying in a steady weight, just to get used to and feel this new weight, to get to know the personality of this new person, of this new weight and these new outfits and stuff, and the comments that I was getting and things. And just being in that energy to feel comfortable with that before I went round to the next round and to the next round. And, you know, and you just need to just enjoy the process.
Yes.
It's going to be just being you learning it. It becomes an algorithm anyway, it becomes a habit.
As your computer, you put in a new program, guys. We're going to upgrade your software for the year. But I'm all about that. Why make everything so not fun? You know, make life fun and
it has to be fun. It has to be fun.
You worry about never happens anyway. I was thinking about when I first started working delivering groceries, and I would sit and hope I'd get good orders, and if I messed up or something, I'd be all nervous. And it's like, you're doing the best you can do. So what else is someone expecting from you? Just do the best you can, but have fun. The whole thing is create the life you want. You can dream it into being.
Exactly. And the thing is, it's all about starting. Just start. And it doesn't have to be perfect. The fact that you're just getting to the rhythm. It's like, now I'm going to be, now I've lost all this weight. Now my next goal is obviously, now I will be doing the bikini fitness in 6 months. And I'm training, I've got a coach and things. And
you got focused energy and you're seeing what you want and you're having fun doing it. She's creating a fun future for herself. That's what this is about.
And it's how far I can push myself. And it's about firstly going back into the gym and getting used to the weights or getting used to the different exercises, because you need to make sure that you're getting the right form when you're doing the training.
Yes,
right?
yes.
And that's what more important, rather than think, oh, I'm going to push this amount of weight by this time and get to this level. You have to enjoy the process. Otherwise, if it's not fun, there's no point doing it.
And I don't really like the lose 10 pounds things. You know, I'm looking good and feeling great now that I'm my ideal weight.
That's why I said to myself, I'm actually focused on being healthy as opposed to anything.
I love that idea. You're just healthy. If you're healthy.
I mean, I'm not hypoglycemic anymore. I'm not. I don't have eczema anymore. I've got rid of candida. You know, I've got rid of hypoglycemia. I mean, you know, these are amazing things. I mean, my muscle fat ratio has dropped, obviously. You know, I feel so much more energized. I feel my vibrations higher. I look good. I feel good. I get confidence all the time.
So that builds your self-esteem, even if you're having a bad day. You're like, oh man.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been someone who feels that you should be, you know. It's great to get compliments, but I've never lived off them, right? It's about how you feel about yourself. We often
set the wrong example in life, you know, certain like shows that it's all about how you look. That, I guess you're a house.
That only takes you so far.
That only takes you so far because everybody gets older. Back to life. So we would love for you, if you are just popping in here, we have a Facebook page. And on that page is where all these live streams are. I'm going to post the journal when I get off of here and download it. But please, please follow us and like us on iTunes, guys. That's where your audio recordings are. All you have to do is take one step right now. Go to iTunes.
And if it's not anything else, it's about showing that you love yourself. Like, if you're loving yourself 1 out of 10, focus on loving yourself 2 out of 10. What would that look like? What would it feel like? What would you do on a day-to-day basis that you're showing yourself you're loving yourself 2 out of 10? And then a week later, focus on 3 out of 10. And that's it.
What is a bear workout? B-A-R.
Ballet. It's ballet.
What is it?
It's like, doing the kind of steps and the stretching exercises on the bar.
Oh, kind of like a ballerina thing.
Yeah.
You guys, now I may be country girl, strong like I am. I swear to God, past life I was a ballerina. I'm always standing in the ballerina pose. I always plie. My friends are always just like, what the heck is up with her? She's like swinging an axe and then doing a plie. Past life, it has to be, because I can have great balance and stand on my toes. And it's just crazy. What else is she gonna say? Thanks, honey. It's all about having fun and helping others. And guys, so you have time to go and catch up, and I wouldn't even call it catching up. Nothing needs to get done immediately, but you're going to get addicted to it. Like, you're going to want to listen. I drive a lot and listen to this stuff, and it's so awesome. You get something new every time you hear it. So please go to iTunes, guys, and give us a 5-star, like us, and follow us.
Yeah, make comments. Tell us what your thoughts are, what your concerns are. Let us actually answer your questions. If there's anything, about self-love, how do you start showing yourself your self-love? I mean, if somebody says, I don't know what it feels like to love myself, I say to my clients, I say to people, well, do you love someone in your life? And they'll say yes. It could be their child, it could be a partner, it could be a parent. And I say, well, what does it feel like to love them? And they'll describe it. And I said, well, imagine that love that you have for that person, but for yourself. And that's where you start off with.
And talking about Dr. Joe, I'm into the blessing energy centers, because I'm huge shifts for me, just listening to that every day. And at the beginning, he says, love yourself enough to do this meditation. It's 42 minutes. That's kind of a longer meditation. But guess what? We need to slow down. Especially Americans, we're so fast all the time. We don't walk hardly anywhere. We go drive through fast foods. Everything's hurry, hurry, hurry. TiVo it. I don't want any commercials. I mean, it's good to drop down, and that's how you really figure out what you want. We already know what we don't want, because you don't need to tell me I'm fat. I look in the mirror every day. It jiggles. If it jiggles, you got extra fat, people. No one needs to tell you you're fat. You know it.
So you love your fat. Like when I started, I loved every single cell of my body. I loved everything and embraced myself.
Well, yeah, and if I got sick, I'm going to live some skinny little toothpick girl. Sorry, see ya. Samira's like, Brenny, be nice. Okay. So, guys, we are here to help you lighten up and loosen up. Yeah. Oh, you used to be she wanted to move to Europe. I had fun in Europe, but I really like where I live, and I will go visit. Like, I'm going to Dubai to visit Samira.
Absolutely. Dubai.
That's mastermind session.
Listen to this. 20 years ago, I used to hear about Dubai. I was from London. I love London. I'm a London girl. But, I loved the whole idea of living in this place which was hot and sunny. And it sounded really fun and exciting in Dubai. I'd never even seen it. And I'd met people who'd been to Dubai. I hadn't even seen it. I think, wow, it'd be amazing to go and live in Dubai. I'd love to live in Dubai. 10 years later, 15 years later, I got headhunted for a job in corporate to come and live in Dubai, in Abu Dhabi, which is like an hour and a half away from Dubai.
You put it on the grid. You designed it. You designed it because it just sounded so great. Your heart opened up when you thought about it. So I'm
living in front of the sea. I get to the beach every day, and I see, and I live here. And again, that's the other thing that happened to me this year. And although I've been living that dream and doing that, I've been able to fulfill that now as I get close and vibrate higher levels. So you just don't know what you're going to get. You just put it out there and go and achieve it one by one.
One by one, and go, like, people go, I can't believe you went to London by yourself. Whatever. Heathrow. I landed in Heathrow. I jumped on a tube. I got off and I said, what bus do I take? I'm never afraid to go do something on my
I
own.
have traveled around the world, and I've done it on my own. When I was in corporate and by myself, when I was working, doing things for myself, it just flows. You just jump on a plane, get off it. You always figure it out. Everything is figure outable as long as you're open minded to figure it out.
Look at all the new friends I made and the connections I made. I mean, not just going to London Real and graduating that group of people, but I stay in hostels. I love hostels. I love that community, that family feeling, and going out with people and doing things. Hey, you want to go here and look at the Christmas lights? You want to jump on a tube and go? Yes, I do. So to me, it's like, and I still have these kids messaging me. Oh, Happy New Year, Mama. We miss you. Hope you come back. It's like, I'm coming back. I'm coming back to London. And it was funny because I'd never put that on my bucket list. No offense. Tea and crumpets, a little stiff, dry humor. I'm like, hell no. That is so funny, Bill. Oh my God, did I have fun? Everybody was nice to me. They'd come up and talk to me. I got free coffee all the time. I got to give a shout out to Pret and Camden. Pret, you guys rock. It was the best.
I think the coffee in the UK way better than the coffee in America.
Pret was good. And I was drinking Americano coffee, of course. But guys, coffee that comes out of a machine that's like a Sanka drip, that's not coffee. Just so everybody knows, don't give me that if you want me to really like you. So we will be getting into the next chapter, part 2, which is the fun stuff about meditation and really getting your dreams activated. And then they happen. Now, guys, they happen when they're supposed to happen. Her dream happened 10 years later. She might have even forgot about that dream till it happened. She might have said, "Oh, I planted that in there. My heart was percolating and working. It's on the grid."
And I how to get here. I had no clue.
You're like me, like people go, "What? I moved to Dallas, Texas, never been there, sold my house for a job." Well, then summer hit and it was really hot and humid, and I'm like, should have went and checked it out. But anyway, what's the worst thing that happens? You can go back home. Live life, guys. Live it. 2020. What a beautiful vibration. 2020.
And then the decade. Make the year, make the decade. And it starts with one day. Don't feel overwhelmed. We're not here to make you feel overwhelmed at all. It's about showing you can do this. We've done it. We've got the t-shirt. We're there. We're here to support you as well. Okay? To encourage you, to support you. Come in and make comments in the Facebook community. Do that. Make comments. Ask us a question. We'll be happy to help you and assist you. Happy to do that. Just don't give up. Just make this the year that you can change. Just one thing at a time. If anything else, if you don't know what to choose, just start loving yourself a little bit more, showing yourself a little bit more love, and just building that in the next 30 days. Just do that in the next 30 days.
Well, and the thing about it also is that when you ask a question, other people see that and they may be really, really shy, but you by asking that question, you help that other person.
Exactly.
So get in on our Facebook page, guys. Be active in there. Ask us questions. We're all coaches. We all study the quantum and the consciousness and how to rewire. That's why this book was perfect.
We've lived life and got the answers. We've lived it. I mean, there's times when, listen, I was severely depressed and like suicidal at one point in my life and low. And
so you're 50 what?
50.
Okay, and I'm 58. So guys, we have 108 years of experience together. That's a little bit on this planet that we can help you with. That sounds crazy when we say it like that. The girls panel has 380 years of experience.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So we just wanted, I'm going to read the next chapter. I'll get that uploaded. The flow is planned to be Mondays. We upload the new chapter on iTunes, Open Books, Open Minds. And then on Fridays, we meet at 11 a.m. Central and we discuss the chapter before. We did a review because some of us were in London graduating. It was the holidays. It's been really hectic and wild, and we all still have our own lives. So we apologize if you missed us, but you can always go to iTunes and re-listen to the chapters. please partake in the journal. We take time to do that for you, and I do it for myself too.
Yeah.
We're here to help you. We're going to continue on. The next book we're going to be doing after this one is your chapter. Yours is probably going to look a little bit better than this one. That's about 30 or 40 years old.
We're going to help you so much this year. Let's have a blast. This is all about having fun. This is about having fun.
Yes.
And we want to have fun with you. We want to share our experiences with you. We want to help you, guide you. It's a blessing for us to help you, right? This is why we're here. We're aligned. We're here to do this. So please help us to help you. Please don't give up. This is only day 4, the 4th of January, is it? Is it the 3rd or 4th? I don't even know what day
I think it's the 3rd.
It's the 3rd. We're not even the 4th yet. So please don't give up yet. Don't give up at all. Take one step at a time. Just take one thing. Put in a comment in the Facebook community. What's one thing that you're going to think about? What's the one thing you're going to focus on? Even for the next 30 days. Just think one thing. And let's just work on that one thing for each of you for the next 30 days.
Because when you focus that energy and you have the support of all of us and our loving heart, will set a circle of protection and loving energy for you. I mean, we live on the grid, guys. We're there for you, and we want to help you have a really fun life. I mean, it's just, if you're living around here in America, it hasn't been fun. We're so glad to get rid of 2019, actually the whole decade. Thank you for your experiences. Goodbye. This is the time to have fun and be the you want to be, because you have the power to do it. All you have to do is look around. What's going on? Is your house a mess? Is your job a mess? You know, that's just signs to shift. And whatever health issues you have, I hate to say it, you created it by thinking it. But we're here to help you uncreate, delete, and destroy that.
Emotional issues turn into manifest into physical problems. You can get rid of them. You can heal yourself. You can really heal yourself. Please believe that. Really, it's really important you understand that. There's enough evidence out there to do that. And I've helped with people, worked with people who've actually helped heal themselves. So please, 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 just pick one thing today. I hope this has helped you. We're doing this with pure love, with passion, with real best intentions. Really want to make sure that you have the best, most awesome life possible for all of you. Because that means that when you send out the energy for yourself, you send it out for your family, for your friends, to everyone.
I want to talk to those that are really in despair and grief and down that rabbit hole, because I've been there. I still struggle with it at times. What worked for me when my mom passed and I splat was music. I played music 24/7 nonstop. You can find it on YouTube. I like solfeggio frequencing. I like flutes. I like drums. It calmed my heart. And aromatherapy really, really helps. I love frankincense. It always reminds me of Jesus. The smell makes me happy. Lavender will calm you. If you're really in despair, then you might want to do some orange oil or rose oils. You guys, you can Google all this stuff. The internet's amazing if you use it for the good. So the first thing I would do is play some good music, because that's going to shift your energy. And smile, fake or not. Get up in the morning and smile, and go to bed with a smile and say thank you as you do it. Because that right there is releasing, and you crinkle with your eyes, endorphins that make you happier. You can't smile and be mad at the same time, because you got to rewire it. Smiles help, laughter. So there you go, guys. Just a couple simple little things you can do to get started. But to just reiterate what Samira said, we are here for you. And the ride coming is really fun. The next part is your brain and meditation. So the first part was figuring you out and what makes you tick and how you've wired into where you're at and why you are where you are. Now we're going to go into, now we get to shift it. So this is beginning the really fun stuff for us. So we will see you next Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern time. This is Brenny and Samira. We're out of here. Have a great year.
Okay. Take well. Bye-bye.